Shalom. I want to give all the praise, all the glory, all the honor unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakah Kodash. Double honors goes out to the elder apostles of Great Millstone for teaching me the truth. Also want to acknowledge Akia, who are pushing the truth with sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. And shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel. All right, this is Shabai from the GMS Denver camp. And I'm going to go in on 2 Peter, the second chapter. All right, and it says at the top, and it reads, "But there were false prophets among the people, even as there shall be false teachers among you, who privily shall bring in damnable heresies, even denying Yahweh Shai that bought them, and bring upon themselves swift destruction." All right, so you got a lot of people who are denying. Well, first of all, you got false prophets. That goes without saying. There's a lot of false prophets in this world. And you have to have a spirit of discernment to understand and know, if you're in the presence of a false prophet, then you hear him saying something that doesn't go according to the scriptures. And you have to have a spirit of discernment to be able to, get away from that person. And it says here they deny Yahweh Shai. There's a lot of people that deny Yahweh Shai. All right, you got Israelites who deny Yahweh Shai. Of course, the heathen, they'll deny Yahweh Shai because they want to call on white Jesus, and even the Israelites want to call on white Jesus. But you deny Yahweh Shai, and that's going to bring you forth a swift destruction, and that's going to be coming when these missiles start to get sent out to the ends of the earth. All right, these intercontinental missiles are going to kill a lot of people. Only the elect are going to make it through that war, that nuclear war. And I apologize because I've been under the weather the last couple of days. That's why I didn't do a lesson yesterday, but I did go I went to the brother's house and we did our lesson, our group lesson. So just letting you know I'm a little bit under the weather. And verse 2, it says, "And many shall follow their pernicious ways, by reason of whom the way of truth shall be evil spoken of." All right, so pernicious, it goes into harmful. So you have harmful ways if you're teaching, scriptures that are not according to the gospel, according to the truth. And then the truth is, we're out here teaching the truth, and then they say we're speaking evil because they've been taught lies. So these people hold on to these lies, and they think we're evil when we speak the truth, right? Brings me to a precept in, what is this, Ephesians? Let me see. 12? No, let me see. Let's see. Oh, Galatians. I'm looking in Ephesians. Galatians 4:16. It says, "Am I therefore become your enemy because I tell you the truth?" You see? So when the true prophets are on the scene, they think we're evil because we're telling the truth, and they've been taught lies. So they've been taught ass backwards. Then when the truth is being brought out, we look like the bad guy because they're not used to the truth because they've been taught lies their whole life, It says in verse 3, 2 Peter 2 and 3, and through covetousness shall they with feigned words make merchandise of you, whose judgment now of a long time lingereth not, and their damnation slumbereth not. And that's what it is with these false prophets. The merchandise means they're making money off of the truth. They're making money. If you see people who are out there, they're making money on the Passover. They're making, they're selling T-shirts. They're you had those one guys a while back, a couple months ago. They were wearing those T-shirts that said something about, I think it was like brothers before. What was it? Brothers Before Parables or something like that, making T-shirts. Oh yeah, Brothers Over Breakdowns. That's what those shirts said. Which that's totally wrong. You don't choose the brothers over the truth, over the breakdowns. You have to break down the truth correctly. And if a brother is breaking it down wrong, you're supposed to rebuke him. You see? And these dudes, they're making money off of, all these different merchandise, making money off the truth. They look at this truth as an opportunity to come up financially. And that's a no-no. All right? Verse 4. For if the Most High spared not the angels that sinned, but cast them down to hell, and delivered them into chains of darkness to be reserved unto judgment. Right, and angels deals with Israelites, because Israelites are the word angel, it means messengers. So we've been casted down to hell, meaning that's a state of mind. Not a state of, well, it is a state of mind, but it's a state of where we're at. This is our hell. This is Esau's heaven. All right. So we're literally, like people are like, oh, we're living in hell. We are living in hell. You see, you got to go to work. I'm sick right now. You catch hell here in Babylon. You catch hell here on this side in the flesh. And we've been cast down because of our disobedience. See? So let's read verse 5. And spared not the old world, but saved Noah, the eighth person, a preacher of righteousness, bringing in the flood upon the world of the ungodly. Right, so the old world, that was before the flood. The only one was saved was Noah and his wife and his 3 daughters and their husbands. There was a total of 8 people. Noah and his family were the elect of that day. You see, and Noah, it says, was a preacher of righteousness. Why? Because he was doing the work. He followed the commandment of Yahweh to build the ark. He did as he was told, and it was all through the Spirit. Noah was led by the Spirit, just like the teachers, the prophets of today were led by the Spirit. The Spirit puts Yahweh puts a spirit on us to teach and to warn and to rebuke and to show our people their transgressions, etc. This is not of us, just like it wasn't of Noah. All right, it was Yahweh that put the spirit on Noah to move the way he did. Let's get that real quick in Genesis. Let me see. Yeah, well, you know what? I'll read the last verse, Genesis 6:22. Thus did Noah according to all that the Most High commanded him, so did he. Let's see if I can grab more. Another one in Genesis 7 and 5. And Noah did according unto all that Yahweh commanded him. So he listened to the Spirit. He followed the Spirit. Yahweh was commanding him to build the ark, to take the animals in twos, so on and so forth, Let me see. There's another one I wanted to grab. Let's see here. Genesis 6 and 9, it says here. I'll read it verse 8 again. But Noah found grace in the eyes of Yahweh. These are the generations of Noah. Noah was a just man and perfect in his generations. And Noah walked with the Most High, Yahweh. All right? So Noah was just and perfect in his generations. And this is the same thing as the men of this truth now. We are perfect in this generation. Because everybody else, no one's got the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai except for the elect. It starts out with his teachers, the servants, the prophets. You see, so we're perfect in this generation. And I'm not saying we're perfect in the flesh, but we're perfect in our spirits. Our spirit has been preordained to do what we do now, to be in this spirit of constantly doing the lessons, constantly doing the camps, constantly, meditating on the word, So let's read that again. And spared not the old world, but saved Noah, the eighth person, a preacher of righteousness, bringing in the flood upon the world of the ungodly. So that's what's going to happen now. This scripture in verse 5, it says, it refers to the old world. This is the new world, right? And this is, even Esau Edom, he's trying to set up his new world order. And his new world order is going to get destroyed. And it's going to be, the spirit of Yahweh is going to be on all flesh. It's on his prophets, it's on the elect, it's on the 2/3, it's on the wicked, Esau, Edom, so-called white man, it's on the heathen. So now, it's going to come to fire. The first world was destroyed by water, and Yahweh, we know he's a power of balance. Proverbs 11:1, it says, a false balance is an abomination to Yahweh, but a just weight is his delight. So we know that Yahweh is going to balance it out. He destroyed the world once with water, and now he's going to do it with fire. We know that through the Spirit. All right? So let's read verse 6. And he's going to do, this place is more wicked than even Noah's time. It says in end of verse 5, bringing in the flood upon the world of the ungodly. He's going to bring that fire upon the world of the ungodly and the wicked in this time, in this generation. Verse 6, and turning the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah into ashes, condemned them with an overthrow, making them an ensample unto those that after should live ungodly. So Sodom and Gomorrah was an example for the ones who live ungodly after Sodom and Gomorrah. So it's going to be a bigger scale, because that was only 5 cities that was destroyed during the time of Sodom and Gomorrah, during the time of the prophet Lot, the righteous man Lot, right? Now Babylon, America, I don't know how many cities. Let me see. Let's Google it real quick. Just because this is a bigger scale, a bigger destruction. Let me see. I'll ask Google. How many cities are in the United States of America? Damn.
The United States has many cities, towns, and villages. The exact number varies depending on how cities are defined, but as of 2019, there were about 19,500.
So almost 20,000 cities compared to 5 cities when he destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah. All right, so that's pretty crazy. That's a destruction on an ultimate level, you know. Verse 7, and it says, and delivered just Lot. And it's not talking about just Lot because he had his daughters, but it's talking about just. He was righteous and just, right? As in justice. But it says, vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked. And that's just like the true servants of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua right now. We're vexed by the conversations of the wicked, you know. If you go to a 9 to 5, you know, the women these days talking like whores, you know, being whores with, they got what they call work husbands and shit like this, and they be flirting and talking, you know, filthy and graphic, and there's no shame there's no shame in this place. The men and the women are wicked as hell. I've been in these workplaces, and we get that kind of stuff vexes me, you know. I mean, because Lord's will, I'm in that number, you know. I'm in that number of his servants, the prophets. So I noticed people aren't bothered by those wicked conversations, but yeah, I am. My spirit is vexed. I don't like to hear a woman talking, you know, or even if it's joking, you know, they're joking about sex or joking about this and that to men who are not their husbands. In this wicked place, like I told you, you fucking people have work husbands and work wives, and that shit's that shit's wicked as hell. And you know, we're in the same spirit as Lot was, and that type of stuff disturbs us. Hearing that being around that type of stuff, you know. Verse 8, for that righteous man dwelling among them, and seeing and hearing, vexed his righteous soul from day to day with their unlawful deeds. And that's how we are, the men of the truth, the prophets of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Day to day, we're you know, vexed from this place. You can't get away from it either, man. You go on lunch break or whatever, you go get you some food, and then you got a fucking transformer serving you food, you know. You got a Mo taking your order. You know, this place is vexing. You know, you go to your kid's school, your teacher's kid is a transformer. You know what I'm saying? This place is every day to day, unlawful deeds. These are not going to be things that are going to be happening in the kingdom. You're not going to have to go to, you know, pick up your kid. First of all, they ain't going to be in school. That's just basically an indoctrinated prison for the children, you know. But you're not going to be dealing with, you know, gays everywhere, transformers everywhere, you know, men who want to go use the restroom with your wife, you know, because they identify as a woman, shit like that. That's not going to be happening in the kingdom. That's unlawful. Those are unlawful deeds, but this place allows it, you know. And then they say we're wicked because we call it out. What we were reading about earlier, you know, they say we're the bad ones. They say we're evil because we're in the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, just like Lot was, just like Noah was, you see. Hold on a second. Let me keep reading. It says, Yahweh knoweth how to deliver the godly out of temptations, and to reserve the unjust unto the day of judgment and be punished. And that's what he's going to do. The godly are going to be delivered, and the unjust, they're going to be punished. And he's going to use that waster. He's going to use that waster, a.k.a. nuclear or intercontinental nuclear missile. Intercontinental nuclear ballistic missile, ICBM. Verse 10. But chiefly them that walk after the flesh in the lust of uncleanness, and despise government, presumptuous are they, self-willed are they, are not afraid to speak evil of dignities. All right, and dignities goes into a thing of God. So this place it mocks the Most High. It mocks his prophets. So they're always speaking evil of dignities. That's what that word dignity means. It means it's a thing of God or a thing of Yahweh. Verse 11, whereas angels which are greater in power and might bring not railing accusation against them before Yahweh. But these, as natural brute beasts made to be taken and destroyed, speak evil of the things that they understand not, and shall utterly perish in their own corruption. And that's what's going to happen to these wicked people. These people that don't have no reverence for the Most High, they're going to perish in corruption because they're corrupt. That's a corrupt thing. If you have a woman and she's married and she's at her job, her workplace, and she's got a work husband, and the men are the same thing. You know, he's over there committing adultery, because that's what it ends up leads to. Those type of work husbands and work wives. You know, all it takes is a simple argument at your home, and next thing you know, your wife is fucking her work husband, and that's corrupt. So these people with these no morals, no law, they don't they don't hearken into the truth. They don't hearken into the spirit of Yahweh B'Shem Yahshai. They're going to perish in their own corruption. And shall receive the reward of unrighteousness. Yeah, well, you being unrighteous, you're going to get a reward. That's going to be those missiles, if you make it to the missiles, because there's a lot of things that Yahweh has to put to death the wicked, including pestilence, including famine, including the sword. You know, it's going to be lots of crazy shit happening during the time of Jacob's trouble, and then it's starting to ramp up. You know, you got the Jacob's trouble picking up heat. You see, Donald Trump, he wasn't playing around when he said that he was going to start coming after these mass deportations. The first day one, he kept saying it. You know, it says, as they that count it pleasure to riot in the daytime, spot and blemishes, sporting themselves with their own deceivings, while they feast with you. Yeah, meaning they break bread with you, but they're plotting evil in their heart. Verse 14, having eyes full of adultery, and they cannot cease from sin, beguiling unstable souls. Right, meaning they deceive unstable souls. The only stable souls right now are the men who are teaching this truth, and the people who listen to us, which is the 1/3, the elect. Those are the only stable souls, and the only thing that's going to keep us stable is this truth and this knowledge. Because the time we're coming into, where wickedness is going to increase, and death is going to increase, and everything wicked is going to increase. You're going to need a stable soul. So let's grab this, Isaiah 33:6. For wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of Yahweh is his treasure. Right, so you're going to have the wisdom and knowledge of Yahweh B'Shem Yahshai for your soul to be stable. Otherwise, you're going to lose your mind. That's why you're going to have people, you're going to have suicide going to ramp up, adultery going to ramp up, rape. Women are going to get ravished in the streets. This place is going to get crazy, man. It's all biblical prophecy. 2 Peter 2 and 14, the middle of the verse. In heart they have exercised, with covetousness practice, cursed children. See that? You cursed. You're cursed, These children they're the children of darkness. And you have our own people who follow the children of darkness. The children of darkness starts out with the Esau Edom, the so-called white man, because this is his society. He's the one who allows, pedophilia. Basically, they're making laws. They even have a new term, MIPs. Let me see if I can find this term that they. Let's see if it comes up. Shit, I don't remember what it is. One the brother Halakia always talks about it, but it's basically a nice word. It's an acronym for a pedophile, but they're basically making laws to protect transgenders, pedophiles, homosexuals. All of this is because they're cursed children. The children of light. GR. Because the Israelites, we ain't gonna have this when we have the kingdom. You're not gonna be able to be a homosexual. You're not gonna be able to be a pedophile. You're not gonna be able to be a transformer. It says, "Ye are all the children of light," and it's speaking to Israelites. If you go read the top, and the children of the day, we are not of the night nor of darkness. Therefore, let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober. All right. So these people that are doing all this wicked shit, passing all this wicked legislation, signing all these wicked executive orders, that's the children of darkness. And they're going to pay for their corrupt ways. And you don't have to believe this for these prophecies to come to pass. It doesn't matter if you believe it or not. These prophecies are faithful and true. It says, he's talking about cursed children, which have forsaken the right way and are gone astray, following the way of Balaam and the son of Bosor, who loved the wages of unrighteousness. Yeah, because Balaam, he was going to take a bribe, and originally in his heart he was going to curse. This is in the Book of Numbers. He was going to try and curse the Israelites, with his mouth. But he was let's read verse 16. But was rebuked for his iniquity. The dumb ass, speaking with man's voice, forbade the madness of the prophet. Which this was during it's not talking about it. He was a dumbass. But this verse right here is talking about the donkey. In dumb word means you can't speak. But in the Book of Numbers, you go read this account. You go read this story. The donkey was the Lord opened his mouth when he made that donkey to talk to Balaam. And forbade the madness of the prophet, And Balaam was a false prophet, So but that's where they get that idea for the movie Shrek, the donkey, the talking donkey. This goes back to the scriptures, where the Lord, he can do anything. It says, what's that verse? Matthew 19 and 26, it says, But Yahushua beheld them and said unto them, With men this is impossible, but with the Most High all things are possible. So yeah, with men's understanding, it's impossible for a donkey to talk. But with the Most High, all things are possible. Even him opening the mouth of a donkey, where allowing that it was a donkey, an ass. It was actually a female donkey, and she spake. She was able to speak. Verse 17. These are wells without water, clouds that are carried with a tempest, to whom the midst of darkness is reserved forever. For when they speak great swelling words of vanity, they allure through the lust of the flesh, through much wantonness. Those that were clean escaped from them who live in terror. Right. While they promise them liberty, they themselves are servants of corruption. For of whom a man is overcome, and of the same is he brought to in bondage. Right. So talking about if you go into the ways of the wicked and you're trying to be righteous, but you're one of those people who can be deceived. You have an unstable soul. You can be paid off, bought off. Or you go for the riches instead of living a righteous, honest life. You're going for all the things of the flesh. Then you're basically that's what's gonna corrupt you. You see. It says, verse 24, if after they have escaped the pollutions of the world through the knowledge of Yahweh Shai, the Savior, Yahweh and the Savior, Yahweh Shai, they are again entangled therein and have overcome the latter and is worse with them than the beginning. Or so even if you're one of these, one of the teachers, one of the prophets, and you succumb to the wiles of the world, the wiles of the devil, that you put the world and the flesh first as ahead of the spirit and Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, and you get entangled in that again, that type of lifestyle. After you have basically, it's worse for you to know this truth and to go back to the world. You're better off to never know the truth and to just stay in the world. It says, the latter end is worse with them than the beginning, for it had been better for them not to have known the way of righteousness than after they have known it to turn from the holy commandment delivered unto them. You see? So you're better off if you're in darkness, if you're in straits, if you're in a slumber state of mind, you're better off staying in that slumbering state of mind than coming into this knowledge and learning this truth and then going back to the world. Verse 22, but it is happened unto them according to the true proverb, the dog is turned to his own vomit again, and the sow that was washed to her wallowing in the mire. Let me get that word wallowing real quick. It's like it means to lie around or to tumble around or to like a pig splashing around in the mud, And mire is like a swampy ground, boggy ground, water, like basically like mud, So you're like a dog that turns back to its vomit. You know how dogs they'll eat too much, they eat too fast, they'll throw up, they'll vomit, then they go back and they'll eat it up. That's what the Lord's comparing you. If you come into this knowledge, come into this truth, and then you go back to the world. You're like that dog going back to his vomit. And let's get that proverb. And I'll close out on that. And you got men that do this too, man. They come into the knowledge, they come into the truth, they know the truth, but then they fizzle out, and they go back to that vomit. Proverbs 26:11, it says, as a dog returneth to his vomit, so a fool returneth to his folly. Right? And that's exactly what we just read. It's a fool, a non-believer. You return back to your foolishness. Meaning you don't believe again. You're back to that, you've been taught the names. You've been to the camps, you've been to you do the lessons for a while, then you fizzle out, and you go back to the world, you stop doing everything, you stop doing the lessons, you stop doing now you're marked, right? So I'm going to go ahead and close out on that. I hope the lesson was edifying. I want to give all the praise, all the glory, all the honor unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak Kodash. Double honors goes out to the elder apostles. Great Millstone for teaching me the truth. Also want to acknowledge all the Akim who are pushing the truth with sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. Shalom to the elect. Shalom.